Hey everybody, it's your favorite new girl in the weather. I'm just coming here to let y'all know about my Patreon. If you have not yet, now is the time to go ahead on over. It's a group chat for me and all of my newbies. There is a secret podcast called The Dark Side of New, full vlogs, receipts to story times, and much more. If you want to have a private conversation with me, that goes on in Patreon as well, because I'm going to be honest with you, I do not check my DMs on other social media platforms. You know what to do to go on and be in the new. Oh, and don't forget, hit my link tree. It's linktree.com/New Ever Nation. Follow me on everything that you see I'm on. Follow me there, because to be honest, you just never know which direction that we're going to go in. And so if I have an issue where you can't find me, click on that link tree. If you chilling in the bed with nothing to do, get up. It's time for a night with New. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Oh, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Oh. Hey everybody, it's your favorite new girl in the weather, and you're watching Nights and New podcast, where it'll be all right by the end of the night. What's new? I want y'all to know that it's now the beginning of September. On September 1st, we started a boycott against purchasing hair care products that are not Black owned. Okay, so for the entire month, if you have already purchased hair care products that are not Black owned, it's okay, because you didn't know. But from this day forward, for the entire duration of the month, do not patronize or spend any money with any hair care products that are not Black owned. Okay, I want to say, don't be fooled just because your beauty supply store or your hair store have Black workers and stuff like that running, like appears to be managing or running the store. Make sure that you look it up and know who exactly is behind that business, because to make sure that you're not putting some money into someone's hands other than Black people. Okay, for the entire month of September. If you already have products and stuff, use those, but don't purchase anything else unless it's Black owned. That's any kind of hair care product, any type of beauty supply store, any type of brand. There are many brands that have Black faces, but they're not Black owned. So if you need to do a quick Google search and Google who the CEO is, or you know who's running it, who owns it, like, do that. All right. And ladies, we can do this for a month. It's just a month. Back in June 21st, here in Detroit, there was a trans woman who got deleted. She was a SW. She was working, obviously, and one of her dates ended up taking her life. So basically what happened, it was 18-year-old Malik Files solicited her for service in the alleyway of Highland Park, got said service, and then once the services was rendered, he decided to beat her and then strangle her to death and then rob her, took her phone, took her money, and then fled the scene. The biggest narrative that people has and continue to use is the fact that she should have been honest about what she was. She shouldn't have tricked them. She got what she deserved, this, that, and the third. And I want to let y'all know, especially in the realm of sex work, those girls are not tricking those men. They actively seek out these women. They actively seek out these ladies to for services and things like that. And then usually once they have their post-nut clarity, they do irate things like that. It's so common. And at this point, I feel like people know that, but it's because of their strong distaste and hate for the trans community as a whole. Everyone wants to continue to still run with that narrative that we are out here being deceitful and tricking people and things like that. When it comes to how sex workers are obtained in the first place, there's a whole secret world for that. Also, there's always a vast difference between where the biological sex workers are and where the trans sex workers are. There's really no way that you can mistake the two. Even back when I was a sex worker. There have been a couple of times where one time this guy, he strangled me as well, um, because he fell under the pretense of not knowing. How did you not know when I'm always only in the areas where we are supposed to be, if that makes sense? So they're like, a lot of men have crazy ways of thinking. They feel like if they do certain things or if they don't do certain things, and that makes them this, or that don't make them gay, or that do make them gay. And so a lot of them, especially when it comes to the guys that be out here running, robbing the girls and stuff like that, more often than not, from my own personal experience, a lot of the times they be having girlfriends and wives at home, and she knows what he does to a certain degree. Most times they tell the girls that they are with that they're finna go and see this trans person to rob them. And so the girlfriend or the wife usually always permits that to happen, allows him to go and pursue that person, because she's looking at it from the lens of, okay, well, whatever it is that he's going to obtain, he's going to bring that home to me. But he fails to tell you that he also got that yay wick. He played in that girl's throat, got his throat played in, played in that girl's duke, or got his duke played in. They always fail to mention that part. I had a homegirl who she got her innocence taken away from her because of a situation like that. And like it happens often. And like I said, I have plenty of stories about things like that happening to me too when I was in that life. But rest in peace to Christine. I am so sorry that it happened to you, baby girl. You were just out here trying to make a living and to support yourself. Y'all need to come to terms with y'all desires and what it is that y'all like. And I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. It does not matter how many of us you kill. Your attraction does not die with this. Trust and believe. If you come and decide that you want to delete me today, you are still attracted to what you are attracted to. There's no running from it. You can go on a whole rampage and take us all out. That attraction is still going to be there. While we're still in the arena of transness, there has been a mass shooting that just recently took place in Minneapolis. News have identified the lady as being a trans person. It was 23-year-old Robin Westman performed a mass shooting at a Catholic school of that area. Sadly, 2 kids lost their life. 2 children were deleted, and then 17 other people were wounded. The issue that I have with that is law enforcement, the government officials and things like that are trying to now classify this as an act of terror based off of her gender. They're trying to associate transness with terrorism. So because of it now, they want to do studies and put bans on gender affirming care and HRT and things like that. And I just want everybody to know that's watching this, please don't fall for this propaganda. Please do not fall for this propaganda. Okay? The thing about it is they have already been trying to divide us by putting y'all over there and putting us over here, and want y'all to be able to like look down on us for these things. This is a sad situation. I promise y'all, her gender has nothing to do with it. If anything, the common denominator when it comes to mass shootings is the fact that this happened by a white person. At the end of the day, the lady was still white. They charge her with terrorism and also a hate crime against Catholics. But I have a question mark over my head about this whole situation. It's funny to me that the area that she chose to go mass shoot was a Catholic school. It's also even more questionable to me that the Catholic school that she chose to shoot up was a Catholic school that she attended as a child. Y'all thinking what I'm thinking? Mind you, I don't want y'all to get me misconstrued. I'm not condoning her actions or any of that. I'm just opening up the forum for conversation. It's very funny to me. We all know what has and continues to happen within the Catholic Church and those Catholic schools when it comes to those teachers and those what do they call them, popes, ministers, whatever they call them in within the Catholic faith, and those students, girls and boys. We all know what happens. It's just making me wonder if this is a situation where she was trying to redeem herself, get her power back, whatever the case. But I just want y'all to know, like, please don't fall into hysteria behind this. Trans people are not the problem. Y'all, we are not the problem. We are not the problem. We are not the problem. We are not a monolith. And it's so funny to me that out of all of these mass shootings that have ever happened, all of a sudden, this is the one that y'all choose to mark as terrorism. This is the one that y'all are choosing to mark as a hate crime. This is the one where now y'all want to put a ban on the community as a whole, and you want to try to police the community as a whole. Y'all been trying to do this. So the fact that this mass shooting happened, it really just is gold in y'all hand. But I'm going to tell y'all something. The biggest issue that a lot of y'all have with the trans community, a lot of the media that y'all have seen, a lot of the propaganda that y'all have been fed, it all comes from a lot of white trans people. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. I really do believe that people that are above us, they go and locate certain individuals, tap them on their shoulders, and they tell them, hey, we'll give you this X and O amount of money to say that you're trans and do this and that. Go to these bathrooms. No, don't change anything about yourself. You don't have to shave that beard. You don't have to grow your hair out. You don't even have to present as a woman. Just say that you are a woman. Go into these women's bathroom. We're going to be behind you with a camera. We're going to push this into the media. Hey, join this sorority house for us real quick. Hey, start playing these sports for us real quick. Yeah, we're going to be right behind you with the camera. I really believe that. More often than not, everything, all of these issues, all of these people that have a lot to say, all of their talking points would be about some white folk shit. At the end of the day, so many of us trans people like myself, y'all, we just want to live. We just want to exist. Me personally, I've always just wanted to be a beautiful woman, healthy, love my people, and be loved by my people. I want to live a comfortable life. All the things that are old and deserved, that I am old and deserved, I want. And I also that's it. Like I don't, and I know that there are so many other of us who have that same regard. Like none, like all of that extra stuff. A lot of time, y'all, we not even on that. We're not even on that. And it's so many people that have such a strong problem with the trans community that don't even know a trans person, have ever met a trans person, or have ever seen with a trans person for real. A lot of y'all don't have actual personal relationships with trans people, because once you do, you will realize that they are just people. We are just people. How soon did y'all forget the same thing that many of y'all do to us, the white people have done to us as a black community and still continue to do to this day? Now it's time to be honest. My question is, are you a duck? If you don't know what a duck is, y'all, a duck is my lingo. Is what I call like a male-centered woman, a pick me, if you will. You know, things like that. Any woman who have put the needs of a man or the wants of a man or anyone else's desires outside of her own before herself for the sake of having a man. That's a duck. I know y'all have heard me say a few times I'm a recovering duck, because I am, and I'm still having a hard time with some of my duckisms sometimes, y'all. I still dropping a trail of feathers around me sometimes, and I have to turn around and be like, oh, new girl, go pick the feathers up. You dropping feathers, girl, you is ducking. I do want y'all to know that this is not a situation to shame or to shade y'all, because as I said, I'm a recovering duck as well. It's all about us getting together and putting our minds and brains and stuff together to be able to do better and be better within these situations and stuff like that. Because I don't see anything wrong with being a lover girl. I personally don't see anything wrong with wanting to be loved and wanting your person and stuff like that. I'm all for that. I love love. I believe everyone deserves to be in love. And I do want that for myself as well. The problem that it becomes a problem though, when a lot of us see that things are going totally left, and just for the sake of having somebody, having kids with this person, built certain things with this person, invested a ample amount of time with this person, we choose to stay instead of putting our own needs and wants and desires in the forefront. That's when you start quacking. That's when you become a duck. I came across this story of this girl who she was in a relationship with this guy. She found out that he was a serial cheater. He had been cheating on her, you know, over and over and over and over and over. Instead of her fixing her crown, wiping her tears, and leaving him, she decided that she wanted to start participating in threesomes with him, trying to keep him to stay, trying to make the man stay. Now, if that's what you want to do, cool. Ugh. Out of all of the people to do the first threesome with, she chose to do a threesome with her best friend. I'm going to pause right there. I personally feel like even if you are a person that likes to do like threesomes and stuff like that, I'm slightly into stuff like that, kind of, right? However, and I think this is why I never do it. I I don't think that threesomes with people that you love and care about is or will ever work. If you're going to like boot knock with somebody in a three-way and stuff like that, I think it has to be somebody that's damn near a stranger. Now, the toss up with that for me is it's hard for me to jam with somebody unless I have some type of personal relationship with that person. I've never been the type to be into hookup culture. I've never been a one night stand type of girl or anything like that. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that probably sounds crazy considering that I said I was an SW. To me, that was slightly different. It was transactional. You gave me your owns. I gave you your fun. Also, even with that, just because I did that for the Owen, don't mean that I was into it either. It was very performative, a personal situation when it comes to me. Like I'm not into it. So I put that out there. She chose the person to do the threesome with her to be her best friend. So she said that also during the threesome, she also noticed like she wasn't really having a time because she noticed that her man and her friend was really having a little bit of too much fun. She felt left out. That happens all the time too. She felt left out during the situation of her feeling left out. Um, she still chose to be with him, and she still chose to be friends with the girl. All right. After that, she started feeling some type of way. She started having suspicions that they were sneaking around with each other after the situation had happened. It got confirmed that they did. Not only was they sneaking around, but they had pretty much formed a whole relationship. They had private accounts, pictures, and things of them together as a couple. Everybody else in the public, I knew that they were together except her. She decided to cut things off with the boyfriend. Not too long had done happened between the situation of her cutting it off with the boyfriend, where she decided she missed him, he missed her, whatever the case, right? So they started that boot knocking again. Now, she originally said that it was just a boot knock situation, but then she caught herself and said that it was a relationship. I believe it was just a boot knock. I believe it was a situation where she felt like she'll take a piece of the man instead of having no man at all. I really do feel like that's what it was. And in order to be able to feel closer connected to with him, the best thing that she knew she could do was jam with him. Get him. I feel like that's what it was. But anyway, They did that for 3 years continuously, and then the process of that, she said it started burning. Fire, boom, 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 chicka, chicka, chicka. She was burning, she was burning, boom, chicka, chicka, chicka. And she was like, you know what? It wasn't giving BV, it wasn't giving yeast or anything like that. So she ended up going to the doctor just to find out that she now had herpes. She has herpes. Let her tell it. The boyfriend was the only man she was jamming with. So she hit him up like, hey, you done bumped me up. And she said that he was very dismissive about it. Okay, what now? Okay, well, you got it now, so what? Like, what is it? Wait. What? What? No, and the thing about it is, like, when it comes to situations like that, like, what do y'all be expecting when somebody burns you in that type of way, especially when they know they out there living foul and stuff? That's why when somebody cheating on you, y'all, I think it's best to leave. Personally, I really do, because I feel like if you cheat on me, no thought you're making out there is designed with me in mind. You giving me your ass to kiss. You putting my body and stuff at risk because you are out here messing around with who, and whatever else. Like, you doing way too much, and then you turn around and trying to bring that home, putting that back in my bed. Like, I can't trust you, and I feel like if I can't trust you with my body, I can't trust you with my finances. I can't trust you in a spiritual way. I can't trust you with my children. That's just how I feel. What are y'all thoughts on that? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I ain't never been no duck. I'm not saying I've never stayed for no situation like that. But like, she was saying that, like, out of her, she done made it all the way to her mid 30s, and she's never caught an STD or STI ever. And then the first one she get is one she can't get rid of. And I don't know how I would feel. I feel for her because, it got to be rough. And then just for him to be dismissive of her. And then the crazy thing about it, after she said all of that, she was talking about how she still loves him, and her friend. She still loves her friend, and will be there for them, this, that, and the third. Girl, quack, quack. You are most definitely a duck. You a duck, baby. And not just for a man. She most definitely a duck for all types of relationships. And more than likely that she probably was in a situation growing up where she didn't have nobody, or she wasn't loved, or whatever the case. And I hope that she grows and heals from that. And although she has that situation now, I don't know that much about it, but I'm pretty sure that it's livable. Like, I mean, I know that it's not gonna delete her. I know she's not gonna, like, die from it. I do know that. So, like, whatever quality of life that she can find with this new norm for her, I pray that she finds that and finds peace and be able to move on from that. It's time to hear what had happened. Once again, y'all, if you have a what had happened story, be sure to email me at nightswithnue@gmail.com. That's NIGHTSWITHNUE@gmail.com. And let me hear from you. Once again, though, please make sure that the emails are slightly short, maybe a paragraph or two. I don't want it to be long and drawn out. That way that I can feature your what had happened story on the next episode. If we're in the arena of being a duck, I'm gonna talk about, like, when I first got initiated into Duckville. So when I first started walking into womanhood, that's when I also actively started dating men. And so I was kind of delusional a little bit as to how my womanhood was going to go. I was raised in a 2-parent household, you know, mother and father. Me and my siblings all have the same parents. They're still married to this day. Go mama and daddy, y'all did that. And, everything that I saw when it came to my parents is what I wanted, for myself. And so, like, I really slick thought that that's how it would play out for me. And so I ended up meeting this guy. As soon as we met, I told him my tea. I'm like, hey, I want to let you know I'm transsexual, this, that, and the third. And he was like, oh, okay. That's cool. That's cool with me. You beautiful, you this, you that. Now, back in the gap, I used to ask a whole bunch of other like probing questions like, oh, that's what you into. Okay, how would you feel if some people are gonna say that you're gay, people are gonna do this, people are gonna do that. How are you gonna take it if somebody approaches you and say this, da da da? And he told me, I'm a grown ass man. I don't care what nobody think. I don't care what nobody say. It's you that I want. I want to be with you, this, that, and third. I'm kind of jumping around a little bit because this all happened over the course of like 6 months. Because although we were talking those whole 6 months, though, he was really like digging in, trying to like pursue me heavily and stuff like that. And I was starting to grow a liking to him as well. So after about 6 months, he was like, you know what? I really like you. New. I want you to be my girlfriend. Like, let's lock in. Let's be together. I'm like, okay, let's go. That turned into him moving in with me. Now, when me and him first started dating, he was working at this chicken plant. He quit that job because he told me that because of the conditions of the job. He quit that job and then moved in with me. Had no car, y'all. Now he ain't got no car or no job. I helped him get a job where I was working. He got that job, but he still didn't have a car, which was fine because we both worked at the same place. So basically, like I worked night shift there, he worked day shift, and so I would get off of work a little early. I only stayed like 5 or 10 minutes down the road from the job. I would get off a little early, go pick him up from the house, take him to work. Da da da. I would do that. Okay. Now, in the process of us dating, that took the city by storm. Everybody like when they would see us together in grocery stores and stuff like that. If I bent the corner, they would tapping him on his shoulder, whispering, psst, psst, psst. Hey, you know that's a man, right? Hey, I don't want you to be fooled. I want you to know that that's a man that you walking in the store with. Hey, that's a nigga. All that was going on. Pretty much exactly what I had told him probably would happen is what happened. And in theory, because to get what he wanted, he thought that he would be able to handle it. But then in actual practice, he could not handle it. I remember one time he was outside smoking and this girl rolled by, seeing he was on my porch. She stopped and was like, hey, where that nigga at? And he was like, shit, didn't mean what's up. She was like, no, I'm talking about the dude that stay here. The other nigga. That was her way of trying to let him know, like, oh, that's a nigga who house you at, right? Like they did stuff, that type of stuff, and it got to him. And so in the process of that, he started cheating on me. He started leaving and being gone. He also, y'all. Now I was a duck a little bit. I feel like I was like maybe a mild to moderate duck. I wasn't really an acute severe duck. I don't think, because like yes, I let him come stay with me. Yes, I helped him get a job, but I do remember vividly at that time he was really really pressing the issue of me getting him a car. Wasn't going, was not finna happen. He also used to press the issue about driving my car. Wasn't finna happen. Wherever you need to go, we going. Cause I'm finna take you there. And you need to be working and stacking up and to get your own goddamn car. It was this one particular time, like he had got to the point to where like, okay, when he would work, he would be at home, but then when he would be off for the weekend or whatever the case, he'll be gone the whole time. I don't like that because I feel like if we both are working and then when we're off, the time that we have off, that should be time that should be allotted for the both of us. But instead, you were choosing to go and be other places and stuff like that. Okay, that's cool and fine, kinda. But what I didn't like about it was the fact that not only were you gone, but then when you would be gone, you're not answering your phone and you're not responding to text messages. Fast forward, he comes to the house. He proceeds to let me know that he potentially has a baby on the way. How do you have a baby on the way when we've been together at this point 6 months? So that means we've been knowing each other for a year at this point. 6 months of you trying me, and then 6 months of us being together. You tell me that one of those weekends when you were out, you ended up having a threesome with your homeboy. Stop right there. Why are you having threesomes with no hat on? With your homeboy. Both of y'all shot the club up. Now she's pregnant. So it's potentially yours or your homeboy's. Whatever. That's what he told me. He go to ducking me. Want a man, need a man, love a man. He affirming my womanhood for me. This, that, and the third. I'm like, okay, well, we're gonna wait till the baby come, and then when the baby get here, we're gonna do a DNA test, and then after the DNA test, if it's yours, we just gonna take care of it. You need to take care of your responsibilities. That's your baby, but I'm gonna be here. I'm not gonna leave you. Da, da, da. Duck, quack, quack. But shortly after that, I believe that he thought that it was gonna make me like kick him out. But he wasn't really going for it. Like, so he started being gone more and more. Then he got fired at the job or quit. He got fired, but I feel like he tried to get fired. He got fired from the job. When he got fired from the job, he most definitely was never home. And so then it pretty much got to the point to where I had one time me and he was laying in the bed together, and he told me, he was like, "Hey, I know that I told you that I was okay with the new girl thing or whatever, whatnot, but I'm starting to realize like I'm not." And I was like, "Okay, like why? Like what is it about?" At the time, he was like, you ain't got no gym. And I need the gym. I miss the gym. But damn, like, I'm trying to save up, I'm trying to stack up to get there. Like, you can't wait. Like you've been whatever. He was like, I love you, I care about you, you're a good person, this, that, and third, but I don't like that. I'm like, okay, whatever. He said that, but we didn't break up, we didn't leave. He just still decided that thought he was just gonna be living there and eating all my food and this, that, and the third. Okay, so one time he was gone for like a week, I don't know. Wasn't answering my phone, wasn't responding. So I ended up telling him like, hey, wherever it is that you at and wherever it is that you be going, just stay there. So whenever you come back here, get your stuff and just go on back over there. We're gonna hold that note there. If y'all want to talk about this story in more detail, we'll talk about it in the group chat over there on Patreon. That's all I have for y'all. Good night. If you've made it this far into the episode, put some peace signs in the comments for me. That way I know that y'all really, really watching me. And if you haven't yet, be sure to thumbs up this show, share it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for, baby? Go on and subscribe. And hit that notification bell in the top so that you can be notified every time Nights with New come out. And anytime I post for that matter. Hope y'all had a good night, because I sure did.